Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Smeralda and you are watching Albo plants. So as I mentioned in my last video, I want to do a plant tour, which is for my Alocasia Cuprea, and I'm going to show it to you. You can see it a little bit. So here it's my Alocasia Cuprea, and it is very nice plant, stunning plant, and I do really love it. So what is the problem with this plant, you may ask? So usually Alocasia cupreas grow the rhizome very long, very stretched out, and this one did the same thing for me. So what I want to do is to unpot it from this vase glass pot that I put her in and see the root system, how developed it is and how it is looking. And if everything is okay, I would like to chop the rhizome of this plant in order to try and propagate it, and also to pot it in another pot that it's going to be more fitted and more compact, so it's going to fit on my plant shelf, because at the moment it is growing so tall that it is hitting the top of the other shelf, the bottom of the other shelf, and it is deforming the new leaves. So of course I don't want that, and yeah, so that is what I'm going to do in this video, and I wanted to take you along with me, so I hope that you enjoy and are curious to see how this is going to go. So let's start. So I put you a little bit more down so you are able to see what I'm doing in here. And first I'm going to take off the moss that I have at the top of this vase, because I put some moss in there in order to encourage new roots to come out of the rhizome at that part that was bare. And as I can see, it has worked out. This moss I'm going to reuse. Maybe I'm going to reuse it to make a moss ball for my pink princess. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, I don't know if you are able to oh yeah, you can see that juicy root. Yeah, the moss has actually worked and encouraged new roots, so I'm pretty happy about that. Something that I don't like that I did when I repotted this plant is that I used a substrate that was new to me and I don't really like it. So I was all the time worried about this plant, because maybe I had the fear that I would overwater it, because I wasn't I didn't know how the substrate would react, how much moisture it was going to keep, and it looked like it was keeping a lot of moisture, so I'm happy that I'm taking it off. It's a struggle to take off these self-watering glass jars, so now I'm a little bit regretting that I put this Alocasia in here, but what can you do? Lesson learned. So the fear that I had is actually true. I can see that some roots at the bottom has rotted, so yeah, I think that this wasn't the best decision to put it in this kind of self-watering system, because as I said in my previous video, Alocasias are very prone to root rot, and although they say that they like moisture, they are very prone to root rot, and not the best decision, but hey, at least the plant is okay. I would love to find some bulbs, but I don't know if there are any inside of the substrate. Okay, I will look it after. Let's check out the roots on this guy in here. As you can see, it's not looking like the best, but at least the plant is pushing out new leaves. That is a good thing. I want to take off the old soil because, as I said, I don't really like it, so I want to be able to change it so I can feel more secure, more safe with the other type of soil that I usually use. And I can see some small bulbs that are forming, but I think they are too small to separate, so I'm going to leave them in there so they can develop even more. As you can see, these white dots are the new bulbs that are forming. The rhizome, which is in here, it seems fine. Doesn't have any sign of rot, so I'm happy about it. Okay, so I think I am not going to touch anymore the root ball because I don't want to stress too much this plant. It is already a bit stressed because I took it out of the usual place that was in. So what I'm going to use, I think I want to use this one. So there is still a little bit of stem at the bottom that is without roots, and it is making it a bit difficult for me to pot it in a decent sized pot. So yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut the rhizome and maybe try and propagate it. Let's see. So I have this cutter that I'm going to use, and I'm going to slice it in this place right here. Boom. I did it. This is how it is looking at the plant. It is so curious. It is like purple pink, you see? So now I'm going to leave it just a little bit for it to callus over, and I'm going to pot it in, I think, this pot, and I want to submerge it as much as possible. So I think it's going to be better that way, and yeah, I will come back. So I'm back, and I'm still debating on whether to pot the Alocasia on the transparent pot on the other one or the other one, so let's see. So this is the Alocasia Cuprea, how it is looking now, and one of the options was to put it in this pot, but this one is not transparent, or this one. And I know it may look very small to some of you, but I would much rather like to have a very fitted pot than a larger one, especially in this case where the plant has already had some root rot, so I think I'm going to go with a transparent one, because I don't think it is a very big difference, and in this way I can keep an eye on the roots. So yeah, I'm going to plant it in this transparent pot. I tried to find some bulbs in the older pot in that soil, and I found 2, but they were rotted, so it wasn't my day, and it's a shame. I would have loved to try and grow this baby with some bulbs, but I see that they are forming on the plant and they are too small for the moment, so I'm going to leave them with the mother plant for the time being, and maybe try during the spring if hopefully the roots are going to be developed enough to make a repot. Maybe they will be ready on spring and I will try and propagate through bulbs in that period. So this is a lesson learned for me because I tried to do something different with this Alocasia and it didn't go as I would have liked it to go. So yeah, I still think that the best way for me to grow Alocasias is to keep them in snug pots, small pots, and to be careful with the watering. I like for them to dry out a little bit in between waterings, so I don't think that the no drainage is very practical in my case for Alocasias. Maybe it will work in your space, maybe if you have a drier climate or if your Alocasias dry out too fast, then it is good, but in my case, no, it's not good. Okay, so the repotting of this plant is done, and even though it looks a little bit silly with the size of the pot, I feel a lot more confident in the way it is potted right now than what it was before. And I will not water it directly. I will leave it for a couple of days and then I'm going to water the substrate. In this way I'm going to leave the stem which I cut to even callus more over and not be in contact with moist soil. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And let me show you the part of the rhizome that I cut before. So this is the rhizome that I cut before when I showed you, and I washed it. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to try and see if anything will grow from that part of the rhizome. And what I would choose if I had the opportunity was to put it in perlite, but I don't have perlite. One of the big shops that used to stock perlite here in Albania has not brought any for 1 year now, so it is sad because I would really use some perlite even to mix it with my substrate or even for propagations, but what can you do? So what I'm going to try out is to put it directly in soil. I'm going to use this small transparent cup. I will put it directly in soil and maybe I will put it in my prop box and see if anything will happen and if it will grow. So that's what I'm going to do now, very quickly. Oh, and this very small little bulb just snapped. I didn't want to, but I'm going to put it also because you never know. The Alocasia Lauterbachana that I have in my collection, that I showed in my previous video, used to be that small bulb, so you can imagine how proud I was that it has grown on me. So maybe this one is going to do the same thing and impress me by growing, even though it looks impossible at the moment. You never know. Plants surprises you all the time. So okay, so I potted it up, as you can see, the rhizome in there. Let's hope that this is going to do something for me. That was it for this video, and I hope you liked watching it and maybe you learned some things about what not to do with Alocasias, because as you saw, the way it was potted wasn't perfect and the plant showed it. So next time I'm going to be a little bit more careful and maybe intervene even faster. But I'm happy that the plant is not showing any sign that it was super stressed or that it was dying. So yeah, I hope it's not going to decline, hopefully, and it's going to grow better now. So this is what I got from the repotting. So that was it for this quick video. This was a chore that I wanted to do because it was at the back of my mind all the time, and I'm happy that I managed to do it, and hopefully the Alocasia is going to grow fine now, and at least I'm going to be able to enjoy it better on my shelf, because before it was squished at the top. So yeah, I'm happy about that. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment down below about the cut of the rhizome. What do you think? Have you ever tried to propagate an Alocasia through cutting the rhizome? I know that it is possible, but what is your experience? Tell me in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, also check out my Instagram page, Albo__plants, because I put photos and reels there and we can keep in contact. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Pacim!